C9 High thinks Fearless Draft could solve some of LoL's problems. It makes the game feel alive. Okay, it's a bullshit PR answer. It can't solve anything. It can't solve anything. High is just saying stuff to say stuff, and I want to see why. How has he asked this question? Oh, okay, in an interview format? Let's see. Let's see. Was he asked about Fearless directly?
Where do you land on Fearless?
Oh, he was actually asked an open-ended question, and he gave a positive PR answer. Okay, so totally bullshit. Reason that it's totally bullshit is because you have to be totally intellectually dishonest to not realize that all that happens with Fearless Draft is mirroring occurs. So what ends up happening is game one team picks, Tristana and Zyra and, whatever else, and then in game two, they swap. And Fearless Draft does not actually do anything until game 4 or 5 of a best of 5, which does not actually occur until certain playoffs and then like Worlds and stuff like that. Also LCS is playing best of 1s and now it's playing best of 3s, but Fearless Draft doesn't actually come into play in best of 3s. So whatever High is saying doesn't make any sense. And then on top of that, C9 was playing best of 1s prior to this split, so Fearless wouldn't have done anything. So no, it does not make the game feel alive. It's not interesting for viewers because viewers can't actually tell that Fearless Draft is even actually taking place. And then as far as competitive integrity goes, I don't care. I'm not a player anymore. I think making players have a bigger champion pool is important. True. So I can agree with that statement. But the PR answer that it makes the game feel alive and that it's interesting for viewers is dishonest, simply because it is demonstrably true that pro players are unwilling to change their champion pools and that Fearless Draft does not actually have a noticeable impact until, again, game 4 or 5 of a series, which is very, very, very rare just due to the way that League of Legends tournaments are set up and how far apart international events are. But I do completely agree with him.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So you think Fearless Draft is like pretty worthless? What
it's
would
completely
fix
useless.
that then? Like what would fix the integrity of like drafts in competitive? You think increasing bans?
So what I think Riot has to do,
like you can't see the opponent's bans or whatever?
No. So here's what I think Riot has to do. And I think this is the only thing that Riot can do that basically is a fuck you to pro players. And before anyone gets upset, pro players cease to exist without fans and sponsors. That is just an objectively true statement.
True.
Okay?
That is true.
All of the money from League of Legends does not come from esports. In fact, Riot has openly admitted that esports hemorrhages money. Riot loses money on esports every single fucking year. They lose money.
Yes.
Riot bleeds money. This is why the merger is happening. Now, one of the things that I wanted to make a video of, and I didn't make a video of because everyone in CB LOL and everyone, going off there, CB LOL would go under and cease to exist. Because it is hemorrhaging money. It is bleeding out the ass. CB LOL can't exist in its current format. The merger needs to happen. Multiple regions are bleeding. LCK is bleeding. Every region is bleeding. So Riot, year over year, injects a lot of money into esports, but that money comes from casual player base and skins and these types of things. Okay, so no matter what, the viewer is the absolute most important person. Same logic goes for streamers, right? The most important person to a streamer is the viewer. So with this being said, the viewer is the most important thing. Pro does not matter. So if pros say that they don't like rapid patches, doesn't matter. If rapid patches would cause a better viewership experience, that's better. Anything that would cause better viewership but would make a pro upset doesn't matter. Because the pro can kick rocks. What I think...
So you think Fearless Draft is upsetting the pros, or what are you saying?
No. So here's what I think is the solution. And I'm just saying that... I'm saying this also from watching games where something like this exists. So what I think the solution is, and maybe if I thought about it more or I heard like more engaging arguments, I would change my stance. But at the beginning of each week, like on a Monday, which is typically the off day for a lot of regions, I think actually every region, Monday is the off day, right? Riot gives a list of like champions to that region and says these are the champions that are allowed this week. And the list is like 50 champions. Now, you have a limited number of scrims throughout the week. So, and you're only playing a certain number of teams. Every team and everyone's going to approach it differently. which means that everyone's going to show up with different things, which naturally means that, you know what I mean? The approach to that meta.
They should do?
That's what I think they should do. I think that they should do sealed. Yeah.
Dash does sound kind of cool.
Yeah, I think sealed is the solution to a greater viewership experience.
Yeah, and you can like hype it up on the client like beforehand too.
Yes.
Like next week's pro champions are like this.
Yes, exactly.
Next week's pro lineup
and then
or something.
and then some people will be like, "Oh, that's unfair. Pro players need stability." Well, no, because there are going to be certain pro players that excel in chaos. Like that is a skill in itself.
I think if you can't
the
like,
same
pick up
way,
some champs in like 10 or so games, you're not good, right?
Exactly. The same way that there's certain like TCG players, like anyone in chat who has ever played Magic or Hearthstone, there are certain people really amazing at Arena, right? There's that like Chinese guy at Arena that has like what 90% win rate in Arena or something like that. Kripparrian, if you guys are like really, Kripparrian way back in the day, right? He was an Arena god, not necessarily good at Constructed, but he was an Arena god, like way back in the day. So there are people that thrive in more chaotic environments where the variables are ever changing. Now, what that means is that those pros will now flourish, whereas the constructed pros that have a static, stable environment without many patches changing, yeah, they take a hit. But it doesn't matter because the viewers and the fans are the most important, not pros. And I've always held this stance. Anyways, thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
No, I actually like that idea. Like,
Thank you.
I like it, but I don't think that anything like that would ever happen. I think a lot of people
I don't think so
disagree
either.
with it,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I've always had the view where it's like, if you are a pro player, you should be able to play everything, and if you can't play everything, that means you should be able to pick up anything in a short amount of games. You know? Short time
Yes,
spent.
I agree. Yep.
And I think it'd be very cool if it's like like 2 weeks or like a month's time, the only pickable mids are like 5 or no, like 10 different champs, right?
Yep.
It would just be like 10 champs for each role they could do. It could be completely randomized. Like one patch could be like, oh, you have to play Katarina, you have to play Silas, you have to play some Aurelion Soul, you have to play what else? Just like random stuff. Be cool. Some Anivia only.
Yep.
Like imagine there's a patch for pro play where Anivia is the best champion.
Yeah, that'd be dude. Can you imagine a patch in pro play where like all of like all right, hold on, let me pull up Drafting GG. Imagine Riot gives
Riot
50 champions. Is that what I'm saying? What the hell is going on here? Wait, imagine Riot gives a patch to pro play. And the mid lane champions are like, hold on. The mid lane champions are like fucking.
Oh god, mid.
Dude, the mid lane champions are like, I don't even know, like, dude.
Over the years, everyone's been so used to only seeing 3 or 4 champs played at a time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. A little larger than that. Which is saddening because that means like some of these champions, like Echo, they need to be like Z tier to actually be playable.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which means in solo queue they're gonna have like a 70% win rate. So,
dude, like I don't even know where we're going with it. Just like
that'd be so cool. Like imagine now it's like, oh guys, Bjergsen and Froggen are playing again.
Yeah.
Bjergsen Zillion versus Froggen and Nivea. But okay, I also think too, some of these champs are unironically like really strong and also really strong into meta picks.
No, that's the point. Yeah, that's the point.
Exactly.
Right.
I feel like the players need a little bit of a push.
Yes. Well, actually, that's what Ghostcrawler tweeted yesterday, and I retweeted it, and I'm like, yeah, like, this is what's going on. Yeah, like imagine
Nivea go really hard right now too. Like, don't you think
Anivia's good? Oh no, Anivia's broken right now. I think.
Yeah,
I think she's.
Yeah, imagine Anivia into Tristana and Corki. How can they play?
Dude, like, okay, like imagine Riot gives you these 10 champions for like mid lane, and it's like, like what is each team even gonna do? I don't even know, man. I don't even. Oh man, would be good.
Wait, does next game start in 5 seconds? Is that what it's saying?